Hi everyone. This is the 2 o'clock meeting on April 30th. I did not have a great turnout on Tuesday for either meeting. I thought, okay, if I'm doing 2 meetings in a day and I'm not getting great attendance, I'll cut out one. And so I thought, okay, I'll cut out the 8 o'clock one. And I had people wanting to show up for the 8 a.m. and not so much for this 2 p.m. Course. So if no one comes to this class, this meeting rather, I'm probably going to do the opposite where I'm going to do my 8 a.m. and not do the 2 o'clock. So once again, I am giving extra credit for each Zoom meeting that you attend. That's 1 point of participation. And that may not seem like much, but it'll be a big boost to your grade. Do make sure that if you're having trouble accessing these Zoom meetings, you let me know. I believe that the technique that I'm using now, in which I generate a link directly from the Zoom app, I'll be able to get it so that you just click the link and join the meeting, instead of having to do passwords and go on Canvas and all of this other stuff, okay? So do let me know whether or not you're having issues, and I'll do my best to resolve them. I want everyone to be able to have access to the Zoom, so you have access to the extra credit. So Zoom meetings are Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. and or 2 p.m. I realize how frustrating that must be, and especially for those of you who have been coming regularly to the Zoom meetings to say, what do you mean 8 a.m. and or 2 p.m.? I am currently still trying to feel out which of these is going to work. So if you're watching this and you have feedback, maybe you can make neither of those times, right? Like, and you want to be able to get this extra credit, you should message me and we'll figure something out. You'll also have an opportunity on Sundays, and that'll be at 3 p.m. That's in the calendar on Conference Zoom as well. And that's really just an extra opportunity for you to ask questions. That will be a lot less formal than the classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And all of this has been pretty informal, right? If you've been coming to the Zoom meetings, you know that there's not like a presentation or a lesson plan. But I do want to keep you focused on the work at hand. So, but if you just have questions or need to check in, the Sunday class or the Sunday meeting is probably going to be best for you. So what do you do for 2.5 weeks? Just my tips for catching up. Number 1, make a list. This is very clearly like my own bias toward listing coming up, but I don't think that there's a better way of doing this. I understand that as far as Canvas is concerned, you've sort of been going by the to-do list that Canvas gives you, which is great and works really well when you're just sort of trying to knock out assignments, right? But for this class, you have to make priorities of your own. So papers take the most priority. You need to turn in every formal assignment. That means the textual rhetorical analysis, the annotated bibliography, and the research paper in order to pass the class. So if you are a little behind and Unit 4, the quizzes and stuff, you haven't really started those, but you feel like you can fill out a cheat sheet and get started on that textual rhetorical analysis, go for it. I'm here for it. You can, if you get stuck and you're not sure, either ask questions or go back to the activities to make sure that you understand exactly what pathos, ethos, and logos are. All right, so prioritize your papers. Very important. So if you make a list, papers take the highest priority, the most priority. So these should be higher up on your list. If you have not begun your TRA because you're working on some other things, maybe there was an assignment that you didn't do while we were still having class in person, those are not priority, okay? Like, this is difficult for me to say because I did set this up so that the assignments would lead you very smoothly into the papers, but there's there's such little time at this point, okay? So make sure that you're looking at each paper before doing the activities, and again before writing. Once you start drafting, you need to really have a good handle on what you're looking for or what you're doing. And again before writing, and again after writing. The biggest, hardest thing at this point is going to be keeping on track, staying focused, and making sure that you're actually addressing the prompt. I think the easiest way to lower your grade at this point is to veer off from the prompt, not even know that you're veering off from the prompt, and that's how I have to grade down, okay? So keep your eye on the prize. Number 2, take focus on the research. If you are going to do nothing else this week and you have not started anything yet, research is paramount. Take a look at the research paper prompt. Make sure you got that solid in your head. And once you've done that, you think, okay, I sort of have an idea of what I'm going to write about. Or maybe you've actually started writing, but you're not really, like having everything click all together. Make sure that you have a solid idea in your head, and then drop everything and start looking for resources, okay? Because you're going to be using your sources to write your textual rhetorical analysis. You're going to be using your sources to put together your bibliography. Your bibliography is all sources, okay? So once you get those sources, and you know which ones you want to use in your paper, you have like basically an entire assignment that writes itself, okay? So that's the annotated bibliography, and it's going to help you so much with your research paper. Okay, so you've got focus on your research, right? Make sure that you are focusing on your research paper in general. The other assignments are designed to flow into your research paper, okay? So we've got make a list, focus on research. What else have we got for you? 3, use a technique or app to help you focus. And you might have some feelings about that. For me, I think that the hardest thing at this point is staying focused, because at this point in the semester, you have to be doing work, okay? You have to have blocks of time, however you can manage to get blocks of time. I know that some of you have little ones, and some of you are still working. Oh, how heartbreaking it is to me that some of you are still working. had to go in because the boss is like, oh, you don't have school anymore. Like, let's give you some more hours. My heart goes out to you. It really does. But that makes your schedule really, really awkward. You know, it makes it really hard to manage. But you will have to at this point in the semester. It is crunch time. Find big blocks of time if you can. If not, just like many, many small blocks of time. You could be getting things done in blocks of time. Try the Pomodoro technique, which is the one that I use. Okay. So, number one, make a plan. This is sort of how you would approach any project, right? Or any task that you'd have to do, like for work or for school. Number one, make a plan. Make sure that the work that you're doing in this class fits into the work you're doing in other classes and outside of school. Also, and then make sure that you're focused, right? Focus on the thing that's important. You have this goal, which is the research paper, which culminates, which will, sort of put together all of the things that we've learned so far in this class. Focus on that. It's not so far away, pretty close. And then figure out a way so that you can stay focused and get as much work done in one sitting as possible. For me, that means bursts of work time, right? 25 minutes on and 5 minutes off. So bursts of work time and then 5 minutes where I can, take my break, get up and stretch. Oh my gosh, go outside maybe for a little bit, like a couple minutes, and then come back and feel like you can do, okay, I can do another 25 minutes. And once you increment your time in that way super, super easy to stay on task. I know that there are apps that do similar things. I know that you can get website blockers. I don't know if you've heard of this, but I think that the one that I used, the Productivity Owl, and that's an extension for Google Chrome, that will actually, during particular hours of the day, block certain websites. So if you know that you're going to work from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. tonight, maybe give that a shot. I find it very helpful because I have a social media like problem, right? But if I don't have access to those websites, I go, oh, I guess instead of reading things on Twitter, I am going to do more work. Womp womp. So yeah, poke around, see if you can find something that will help, or if you are not isolated and you have other people in your household, maybe you can have them help you out too. Have them maybe take on a bit of the responsibility if they're able. And also, I noticed that a lot of other people who don't have work or school, they're sort of looking for things to do. So if you say, "Hey, I need someone to sort of police me and like make sure that I'm staying on task. Could you check in on me every half an hour?" And if I'm actually watching the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt instead of doing my work, could you please uh, take away my candy or something, like make a reward and punishment system. But reach out to the resources that you have available to you, and I promise that there is a lot. And if at the end of this weekend, I want to say this, and I hope that everyone who watches this will actually take me seriously. If at the end of this weekend, you are looking at just a completely blank page, you don't know what to do, you must reach out to me at that point. Okay, you must. You absolutely must. I will help you make a plan, even if that plan means dropping this class. I'm here for you in whatever capacity you need. Okay. On that note, I want to make sure that you know drop date for all courses has been extended until the end of the semester. I sort of want to leave that there without comment on it. This is an option for you. You'll withdraw with a W, which means withdrawn and excused. I think that they're even talking about doing whole or partial refunds for this semester, but I'm sorry, I'm not super sure about that. You'll probably have to call admissions and figure out the plan as far as that goes. But yeah, you have until May 21st. I think it's May 21st. If you feel like you really need to drop classes. Okay, this is a very special situation. I don't want you to feel lost or paralyzed or like there's just too much and you're not sure how to keep up. Like, talk to me, talk to your support system. You can talk to the school. And you can, really, if you need to, you can exit the course with no penalty. Okay? All right, so all work will be accepted until May 17th. And here's a pro tip for everyone who actually watches these videos. Here's a little, maybe a secret. I say until May 17th because I would like enough time to grade everything before final grades go up. I am not unwilling to work with you if you find that you need to turn something in after that date. This is going to be tricky for me, okay, because I do need to grade and make sure that everything's in, but we can probably work something out, okay? So try not to stress. I'm sure that we can work together to do this. Make sure that you're remembering that phone call. .5% of your grade. I will be doing these all of next week. What do you need to do for this? Well, guess what, my friend? You need to contact me. Normally I'd be bothering you, setting up a Google Doc so you can sign up for it. I have tragically been out of touch with more than half of you for this entire time. Therefore, if you want 2.5% of your grade, that means full credit, you get that bump in your grade, you need to contact me. You can text me. I finally got the Google app, or the Google Voice app on my phone, so I can actually answer you no matter where I am. You can message me on Canvas. You can email me. You can call me. I mean, carrier pigeon is just fine as long as, you know, you can train a carrier pigeon to find your teacher. Look, the idea is just come to me with questions and schedule a conference. 100% absolutely required, and it's going to help you out. I promise that it is, okay? These are the things. We don't have much time, but you do have enough time. I guarantee that you have enough time now, okay? It is Thursday, April 30th. And tomorrow will be in May. You might even say it's going to be May. If you are still lost after watching this video, you're still lost on May 1st, please reach out and contact me. You should have at least begun to catch up by tomorrow. Over the weekend, if you are on if you're on a work schedule of some kind. Set aside time, okay? Set aside time. If you need assistance with that, you can talk to me. If you don't think that you have the time to set aside, contact me with that also. We'll make a plan. Okay. Okay. It's 2:30. Looks like no one is going to come, so I will end this meeting and shoot you guys the YouTube link. For those of you who have been in touch, thank you so much. I want to reiterate that if you come to these meetings, you will be able to get extra credit. I'll see you again at 3 o'clock on Sunday. And I'll let you know about the Zoom meeting on Tuesday. More than likely, it'll be in the morning. We might need to do it a little later. Okay, so stay safe, be well, and I'll see you guys soon.